Afternoon. Good. Go ahead and get after it.
I was just curious, what jumped out at you first and foremost when you threw the tape on and started watching that defense particularly?
Yeah, just they're aggressive. They're aggressive and they're very disruptive, especially that front. They have physical safeties. The corners are challenged. Sauce is having a good year. So Reed, he'll fight you over there on the other side too. So this is a defense that makes you earn anything you can get. Our offense, we got our work cut out for us. I mean, these guys are, it's the strength of this team.
Strength matchup like that. What's the balance of taking what their defense gives you versus trying to impose your will with maybe it's the strength of your roster?
I think it's got to be. I think you got to be able to try to do both. I think you're going to need to go good on good. You're going to need to challenge them because they're going to challenge us. It's something we do well, they do well, but we also have to have. We got to be able to do other things too. And certainly we're going to need to be able to do some things where we take what they're willing to give up. We got to be able to. Sometimes you got to take the completions that are there, and you got to do something with it. You got to tuck the ball away. But this is a run and hit defense. Multiple coverages. They're not afraid to play man. I mean, they'll change it up and just play man and make you earn everything off the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, our top to bottom, our receivers are going to have to fight to get off the ball. They're going to have to fight for separation, and our O-line's going to have to finish, in the pass game and in the run game.
That's sort of what you'd expect some of that old 49ers in Seattle.
Yeah, well, the style at which they play is exactly what I see out of Coach Saleh. I mean, they do, but they were mixing a lot more coverages than I remember, and a lot of that is, Coach Ulbrich over there, who's done it a while. He was at Atlanta and played a number of years. I've known him from afar a long time. I got a lot of respect for him, and so his influence on it too. It's certainly it's kept the foundation of get upfield, create disruption, don't allow the double teams. And then run and hit, man. Let them dump it down. That's fine. You want to throw it for a 4-yard gain? We'll come up and pepper you and see if we get the ball out. But they're not going to let you hit them over the top. You want to throw a screen, they're going to rally to it. So it's they're playing really good football.
You guys were both. I had y'all coaching staffs down in Mobile. You guys. I remember y'all done the panel together and sitting down and had a chance to kind of just speak and be in that setting together. To see you guys kind of, make an upward after, this summer. I mean, did you guys have a chance to speak or anything, or did it feel any different? Just, did you swap any ideas or anything? How was that just being around him in the summer?
Yeah, he was great. He's an unbelievable human being, and but just his own takeover. He fits perfect for that defense. I mean, he'd fit perfect in just about any defense, but he's really grown. He's really grown. He's become a pretty dang good corner out there.
You guys made it pretty clear you're happy with the one you got, but how much did you consider Gardner in the draft there at the top?
Well, we thought about a lot of different guys, but I never really felt like it went there for Brad and myself. We felt pretty comfortable with where we wanted to go with it.
In terms of rookies, it's so rare for a lot of those guys, no matter what position, to hit the ground running the way they have. What is he doing so well at this level to I guess have that success early?
Well, you wish you could just say it's one. He's really doing this with his feet. It's confidence. I mean, he came in believing in himself, and you can just tell, man. He believes that he can compete, and he's not worried about he doesn't get frazzled if something happens. Those things are going to happen on the perimeter. Every once in a while, corners are going to get beat, and you can see that, man, he just goes back for the next one, and that's what you want in a corner, and he's got that. So he's got the skill set, but he's got the right demeanor and the right attitude, and that shows up.
Coach,
Is Mike White as much of a lunch pail guy as he seems?
He sure is. I got a lot of respect for him. I mean, I'm watching Buffalo last week, and I mean, those 2 hits. I say 2. There was more than 2, but 2 that got him out of the game for a minute before he came back those were significant hits. And he stood in there and just took it right in the ribs. And I tell you what, because the first thing you're looking for, let's see how he comes back in the game. And I mean, he didn't bat an eye. I mean, he just sat in there, and the first throw back, I thought was, you could tell he just unaffected. And the same thing after the second time, he comes back in the game, and he just, unfazed. I knew, it didn't feel good. So I got a lot of respect watching him. I was impressed. I'm like, okay, this guy's doesn't matter. He just needed a breather just to make sure everything's still intact. But once he came back in, you can see one of those guys rally around him. I mean, he's tough. He's tough.
Jameson, what was your assessment of his increased workload against the Vikings, and then how good was it to see him block on that run-up for Justin?
Yeah, it was good. It was real good. That's what he's got in him. He's not afraid to do that stuff. Certainly getting the touchdown with him was good. It's what you would expect. It was better than the week before, but he's got, he's got a little ways to go, and like anybody would that hadn't played a ton of football in this league yet. So, and he will. I mean, he wants to. He's very coachable, and there was a couple of things he came off, and I know that he knew immediately. Man, I got to do that. I should have done this. So. But certainly we like where he's going. It was better, and we expect him to be even better this week.
What would maybe be a point of emphasis this week?
Speed. All the time.
You built this program's identity on the principle of grit. When you have an opponent like this, a defense like this, in elements like this, a little bit colder outdoors, like how much is this a test of that foundation?
Yeah, I think it's a huge test, because I know that this team we're getting ready to face is very much like we are in that sense. I would say, I think Coach Saul is he's about the toughness and overcoming adversity, all these things, and you're built a certain way. And so I think what you said, we're going up to their place. We're out in the elements, though I don't think it'll be too bad. And we're both jockeying for playoff positions here. I think this is critical for both of us. And so this is a heavyweight fight, and because I love our O-line. And this is a worthy quality opponent, man, especially their front. So this can be pretty fun.
There's been a lot that's been made about playing meaningful December football. How much do you look forward to going, maybe playing outside in those elements on the road? Is that kind of a cool, just as cool as maybe playing at home sometimes? And
Well,
facing that
if you're asking me, yeah, I think it is. But I'm not playing anymore, so. The only thing that you wish is it was grass, because I love the grass stains. I'm a big grass stain guy. I just think it looks great. So, but yeah, I think there's something about playing in the elements, man. It's December. It's, certainly if you get to in January and it's just nasty, and it's it won't be quite that way out there. But I do think it adds to everything, and it's, I don't know, it's fun. It's that's the way it was. That's how it began, I don't know.
Special about the schedule today? I mean, is there a reason you switched it to the afternoon?
Only because we just, felt like this is the right time to cycle down this week. It's we kind of, we've been doing things a certain way for a number of weeks, and this was the time to change it up. And so that's really all it had to do with. This was more than where we're at, when, but I'd already had this in my head. This is what we're going to do. For the most part, talk to Mike Clark, who deals with a lot of this for us, and we felt like this is the right time to pull back on Wednesday, really get back and just hit the mental, and then we're going to come back. It'll be a little extended tomorrow and really push the intensity.
Thank you.